the Home Pros Radio Show.
I'm Tommy Donovan with RIC Home Inspections, and this is the Home Pros Radio Show podcast. In this episode, we're sharing more of our conversations from the interesting companies and people we met at the Southern Home and Garden Show, which was presented by the Homebuilders Association of Greenville. This event provides an excellent opportunity to find solutions to some of the home improvements you're looking to make to your home, and you might even be inspired to take on projects that you wouldn't have otherwise even considered. Take, for instance, building that perfect outdoor oasis in your own yard. Jim Riggs and the folks at Hot Springs Pools and Spas can get it done for you. We visited his booth and learned about the various options available today for potential swimming pool owners. Okay, we're here with Jim Riggs with Hot Springs Pools and Spas. Jim, how long y'all been in business around here?
We're having our 30th anniversary this year, so we've been in the upstate for 30 years.
And you specialize?
Well, we do anything from your cookie cutters, vinyl pools, all the way up to your surfboard simulators for water parks like Simpsonville. We built all that, all the way to high-rise apartments in downtown Charlotte and Raleigh. So we basically do everything. We're an unlimited general contractor.
You're in 4 different markets right now?
Yeah, we build in 4 states now, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. We run over 60 trucks out of our Greenville office, but we service the whole, basically the Southeast.
The way pools work is usually you find 2 different kinds. There's the gunite pools, and then there are liner pools. Tell us the difference between the 2.
Well, a vinyl pool is basically, it used to be you could just get a rectangle pool and a vinyl pool, but we build the galvanized steel wall pools that have a lifetime warranty to the owner and transferable if they were to sell their house. They're going to be a little bit more economically friendly. You can expect to pay between $20,000 and $35,000 for a really nice pool, tricked out. Gunite pools, pretty much the market's going to start about $40,000 all the way up to infinity, just whatever you decide you want to pay. That's the big thing, but as far as salt, you can do salt on both pools, automatic cleaners, pumps, water features, they both can do the same thing.
Is there an advantage of installing one over the other?
Not really. I mean, we put in just as many vinyl pools as we do gunite. It really comes down to your budget-minded people, which if you don't want to put a ton of money and be married to your pool, so to speak, we recommend the vinyl. And we can make a vinyl pool look just like a gunite. You can't tell the difference. The products have changed dramatically, even in the 30 years I've done it. You know, liners don't look like liners anymore. Steps aren't plastic anymore. There's liner over steps. Really custom. Used to be the old diving boards we grew up with, Tommy. Now it's jump rocks, water features. It's just amazing what's available out there.
You guys still installing slides?
We do slides. Very little diving boards anymore, but slides are still very popular.
With the liner pools, are you restricted to stock sizes and shapes, or are there ways to do those custom?
They're all totally custom, so you can go from a 12 by 24 up to a 40 by 60. You can make it any shape you want. It doesn't have to. It's not restricted to a rectangle like it used to be.
All right. Well, for folks who are interested in learning more about Hot Springs and what you guys can do for them, where should we send them?
You can look us up at www.hotspringspools.com, or you can call us 864-676-9400. More than happy to send one of our associates to your house. No obligation to you. Just see what you have going on back there and see if a pool works. If that's what you're looking for, we'll be more than happy to look at it.
Thanks, Jim Riggs with Hot Springs Pools and Spas. Again, to schedule an opportunity to meet with Hot Springs Pools and Spas, give them a call at 864-676-9400. You can also find them online at hotspringspools.com. One of the coolest exhibits at the Southern Home and Garden Show featured a giant truck parked inside at the rear of the show floor, and it had a giant tree in it. Something you don't see every day. It belonged to Tree Spaders of Greenville, who specializes in planting mature trees right in your own yard. That's right. If you're in need of that right amount of shade or privacy on your property, you don't have to pick a young tree at the nursery and then wait years for it to grow. Business owner Craig Rice can solve your problem in a matter of days. Let's spend a few minutes with Tree Spaders of Greenville. So, Craig, this is Big John, right? Is that the name of this truck?
Well, that's the name of the company that makes the machine, but the Tree Spaders of Greenville is the company name, and we transplant and sell giant trees. And if you don't like your neighbor, we can block him out. We can 20 to 40 foot, evergreens. If you want to run around naked in your backyard, we can make that happen.
Yeah, it's really neat because if folks, there is such a thing as being able to plant a mature big tree, and if you have a giant tree in your yard, a big old historic tree, that's not something you can build. And this is about as close as you can get to being able to do that. If you wanted to be able to get some shade in your backyard, you can hire Craig and Tree Spaders of Greenville. And then one of the things that's neat about it, too, is you can go out to a number of different farms and literally pick out the tree you want.
Yes, we have fields of trees just scattered in 3 states, from western North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. And we have 3 of these trucks, so we're kind of moving around, working on golf courses and developments. And then, of course, your typical homeowner that the builder planted a little 10-foot tree. Well, we can jerk that out. And
they planted it 10 feet from your house.
yeah. So, yeah. And, of course, you have to have, some yard. This machine will dig about a 8-9 foot wide hole and, about 5 feet deep. So you have a anywhere from 20, 30, 40 foot tree planted, in one day.
It's pretty amazing how this thing works. It literally scoops a hole out, and then you leave, and then you come back with the tree and put it right back in there.
That's right. Yes, the machine comes in, digs a hole, and of course we call in a utility locate. Call 811. Must do that. Which yes, I've never cut anything. No, never. But
yeah.
I've cut everything.
We live and learn, right?
You name it. Of course, we have multi-levels of service where, we can do like a year contract where we come in, fertilize and, spray for insects, maintain the tree. But every tree has to have some form of irrigation or water, and that's where you have to look at each yard and figure out, how you can water something like that, because it's a big tree. It's going to want, some water.
A lot of folks don't realize that they could take, if they want to plant a tree, they feel like their only option is to get what's at the nursery, but you can literally get full-grown species like this, and a lot of commercial sites hire you to do this as well.
It's a mixture of everybody. Yes, you have home builders that sort of know about me, and when they're building the house and they're 2/3 of the way done, and you kind of realize that the landscaping's kind of cheesy.
Yeah. It needs something's lacking.
Or there's I have no privacy from my screened-in porch that I spent a bunch of money on, and I got a house with 2-3 stories of windows looking down on me.
To learn more,
we can kind of block that out like in a day or 2.
It's nice. Well, it's Tree Spaders of Greenville. This is Craig Rice. Thanks for talking with us today.
Yes, sir.
So if you need a mature tree now, call a Tree Spader. And if you're in the upstate of South Carolina or western North Carolina, you can reach Craig Rice and Tree Spaders at 864-979-0485. Events like the Southern Home and Garden Show are just about the only place you have the opportunity to meet specialty companies like Tree Spaders, and that's why we appreciate the opportunity to single them out. Another specialty company that we found was Southern Crafted Doors. It's a company that Kristen Meyer and Adam Jankowski took over a couple of years ago after they learned that they could actually turn a hobby of theirs into a business. Here's Kristen Meyer to tell us more. Tell us a little bit about, the inspiration in starting this company.
Sure. So it's called Southern Crafted Doors, but we also do any type of custom woodworking. We specialize in sliding doors, like the barn doors, but we also do front doors, we do furniture, and pretty much anything that somebody wants. We like to call it functional art. So because it's functional, but we really put a lot of time and effort into the craftsmanship of it.
Well, that's the real challenge a lot of times. It's the classic battle between designer and installer, right? It's, wow, this looks great on paper, but the installer's going, well, let's be realistic about it. Isn't that right?
So what we usually do is they can show us a picture. We usually encourage people to go on Pinterest or go on Google and send us a picture, and then we tell them whether or not we can do it, how we can do it, and where it would go. So really the customer gets a great opportunity to create what they want, and then we just build it and make it their dream come true. Is kind of our goal.
Do you do cabinetry as well?
We don't make cabinets.
I gotcha. So you focus on the doors and other hardware and things like that, a lot of times at the time of installation they're great, but then all of a sudden they give way over time. This hardware that you have put on these units looks very sturdy, like it's not going anywhere.
Yes, so we do mortise and tenon. and we can do the pegs in it so that it's like an old school woodworking style. Makes it really the structure is really sturdy and it's not going to fall apart. And then the panel is tongue and groove and it floats. So what happens with wood is sometimes it grows and shrinks over time as weather happens, and that's normal because it's what it does is a natural material. And so when we float the panel, it's not going to crack or anything. So when you get something or when you do it yourself, oftentimes people aren't thinking about the long-term impact of things. And so that's what you get when you have something like this where it's fine craftsmanship. And we spend a lot of time making sure that what you're going to have is a piece for years to come, not just, for the next couple of years, but more like something that you could possibly hand down.
So, Kristen, how long have you and your husband been doing this?
2 years.
2 years? Yeah. What inspired you to go off onto this challenge?
So I was living in a condo downtown, and it was an old mill, and we had a closet that had no door, and I said I would really love one of those barn doors, and he's an engineer, and so he's like, we can build that, and so we did. So we built one for ourselves, and then one of my friends at the time said, hey, I just started building doors, did you want to check it out? And I said, yes, if you ever want somebody to help, why don't I send over my husband, because he needs something to do. And so he actually called me back a couple months later and said, were you serious? And I said, yes. He said, well, I'm moving to Texas, would you like to buy the business? And I said, absolutely. And so that's what we did. So now we own the business, and we do it part-time. So we both have full-time jobs, and so this is our part-time hobby. Hopefully someday it'll be a full-time job because it's a fun thing to do, and we love meeting all of the people that we get to meet. Like it's awesome.
That was Southern Crafted Doors and Kristen Meyer. To learn more, check out their website. It's southerncrafteddoors.com. You can also reach them by phone at 864-238-5601. So fun to see vendors out there who are so excited to meet their current and potential customers at the show. And that was certainly a highlight for the Home Pros as well. Normally cooped up in the studio, Shane and I don't really get the opportunity to meet many of you in person. So needless to say, it was a blast to meet and talk with all of you who stopped by our booth to say hello throughout the weekend. And with so many people stopping by, I couldn't resist the opportunity to flip the script, so to speak. Instead of Shane and I answering all of the questions like we do on the show, I decided to fire up the microphone to let you answer questions from the Home Pros. The Home Pros are here at the Southern Home and Garden Show presented by the Homebuilders Association of Greenville, and we figured it would be fun to give our listeners a chance to tell us what they know about homes and home construction. So let's see how we do. What is a clean out?
Clean out? Isn't there a valve or something for a clean out valve?
Something you do to your sewage lines or in your house?
Close. What is a clean out?
It's used in plumbing to clean out your sewer going out to the main line.
Where in your home would you find a stud?
In the wall.
Oh, on the walls.
In the wall.
Right next to me.
Oh, I knew that was coming. What is a spark arrestor used for?
What is a what?
Spark arrestor.
A gas stove.
Oh, what is it?
Spark arrestor.
I really don't know.
Spark arrestor? Prevent fires?
Yeah, where?
Fireplace?
Yep, fireplace. It's a screen that goes in front of your fireplace. All right. What does an aerator do?
Puts holes in the grass so you can seed.
It loosens the soil, allows air penetration into the soil, I think.
It puts holes in your lawn so it makes your grass better.
There you go. I was kind of looking for the aerator you find in your sink faucet. Note to self, be more specific with the questions next time. Where would you find a temperature and pressure relief valve?
On a hot tub.
On your water heater.
Temperature and relief. Water heater?
Perfect. What is a double hung window?
I don't know.
A window with double pane glass.
The top part slides up or down, or the bottom part slides up or down. You can get the top part to slide down, but double hung slide.
It's a window that both sashes will move.
Yes. Excellent. Name a type of roof design.
A-line roof.
Which would be a gable. Yeah, this one. The triangles. Can you give me the name of a type of roof design?
Architectural roof?
That would be a roof covering, but how about the design? Like the way it's built?
Oh, damn. Gable?
A gable roof, that's perfect.
Hip.
What is dry rot?
When you buy bad drywall from China, right? When it's all like falling apart.
Chinese
No,
drywall?
wait, dry rot. Or is that when your wood is kind of eaten away? Yeah. With
What's eating it away?
termites?
Termites? Okay. All right. Where do the termites come from?
Got that look. It comes from outside or from underneath your foundation
Why do termites come into your house?
because they can.
Perfect.
Okay.
What is dry rot?
Wood that is disintegrating through time and loss of moisture.
What causes the dry rot, would you say?
High temperature, no protective coating on the wood.
And what is dry rot?
Dry rot. Just wood that I believe it has moisture, then it dries and it crumbles. I'm not sure.
What causes dry rot?
Moisture.
All right. Dry rot is wood decay typically caused by fungus. It can also be referred to the decay of wood caused by sunlight or heat. It gets its name because usually moisture is not directly involved with the breakdown of the wood. Here's a tricky one. This is the last question. Tell me, where in your home would you find efflorescence?
It's the glow given off of a fluorescent light.
In the septic tank.
All right.
On concrete block walls.
Excellent. What causes it?
Water penetration.
Can you spell efflorescence?
No.
Spell efflorescence.
God, you suck.
Perfect. Spell efflorescence.
EFFENCI. I don't know.
It's about as close as I can get to spelling it. We appreciate all of you who were brave enough to take on the questions. We'd also like to thank Jim, Craig, and Kristen, who joined us to talk about their companies, and the folks at the Homebuilders Association of Greenville, who made our visit to the Southern Home and Garden Show possible. We hope to have the opportunity to do it again in future shows. We also hope that you join us again for the Home Pros Radio Show podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date with every new episode as it's released, and also don't hesitate to share our podcast with those that you feel will benefit from our show. HomeProsRadio.com is where you can find us online. Also, follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates on what's going on in our community. I'm Tommy Donovan with RIC Home Inspections. We'll catch you next time on the Home Pros Radio Show podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Home Pros Radio Show. If you have a question for the Home Pros, visit us online at homeprosradio.com, where you can contact us directly and also learn more about the topics and guests we bring to you each week. It's the Home Pros Radio Show online at homeprosradio.com or on the radio at 94.5 WGTK, The Answer.